journey to wellness. Here we are at day 5, so big congratulations if you've done this course all the way through. I hope you're feeling great. We'll be doing a few more different poses today and I hope you enjoy them. So let's just start off sitting up nice and tall with a long spine, and we'll do some gentle warm-ups. Just close your eyes, dropping your chin to your chest. Take a couple of breaths here first. And then opening your eyes, roll your head very gently around a couple of times in one direction to start. And then the other direction. Let's do some shoulder shrugs. So as you inhale, bring the head and shoulders up and back. Exhale, down and forwards, and then with the arms reaching up, inhale, stretch long, exhale, down. One more big stretch up with your arms here, and this time take the left hand down to the side. Inhale, stretch even longer, and exhale. Let's stay over here, leaning to the side for a few breaths. And then reach both arms up. Inhale here. Exhale, the right arm comes down. Inhale, reach longer. And exhale, lean over to the right. And hold it here for a few breaths. Enjoying that lovely feeling of stretch. And then both arms reach up again. Inhale. Exhale, take your hands behind the back. And as you inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades. Drop your head back. And then exhale, let yourself round all the way forward. Let's open up the arms. Inhale and exhale. A big hug. And one more time. Inhale and exhale. And then take both arms up overhead, lengthening. And now open the elbows out to the side. Seated fallen angel pose. So press the elbows back, lift the chest, and let your head drop back. Imagine yourself in some beautiful sunshine with it gleaming down on your face, soaking up the rays. And then stretch up overhead again. Inhale and exhale. Well done. Now come over onto hands and knees. And tuck your toes underneath and press the hips up to the ceiling for a very gentle downward facing dog. And walk your feet one at a time, pressing the heels down towards the mat. Just stretching out the back of the legs very gently. And then press both heels down. Now come up on tiptoes as high as you can get. And then again, press back into the heels. Push back, arms reach long, and let your head relax down. And take a nice deep breath here. And then bend your knees, walk your feet all the way up to your hands. And slowly roll yourself all the way up to standing. Rolling the shoulders up, back and down. And the head comes up level, hands into Namaste. Okay, keeping the legs nice and strong, straight body, reach the arms out and up, overhead, really get long. You can take it into a bit of a back bend if you like here. And then come forwards, reach out and bring your hands down beside your legs or your feet, wherever they get to. Your head is totally relaxed. You can move it back and forth a couple of times to make sure it's really relaxed. Now bend your knees till you can get your hands flat on the floor. Walk yourself back into a plank pose. Hold it here. Knees down if you want to. And then we're going to lower ourselves all the way down to the mat. Bring your feet flat and press up into a cobra. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, pressing them down away from your ears. Lift up through the chin. And then look behind you one way towards your feet. And around the other way. And back up to the center, arching the whole spine. And then tuck your toes under. We'll come to downward facing dog. So either bend your knees and come back that way, or else take the hips straight back Walk your feet in a little closer towards your hands and press into the pose. And breathe. And then take a left leg up to the ceiling for three-legged dog. Stretching long, let the hip open. And then bend that top knee. See if you can lift a little higher, shifting the weight a tiny bit to the right. And then look forward in a step, that left foot up between your hands. So shift it up, big step, and you can always move it forward a bit with your hands if you didn't quite get all the way up. Bring your back foot flat and let's come up to warrior two pose, holding it here. And breathe. And then reaching over with your right arm. Now stretch up through those top fingertips, pressing that back foot into the mat. Come back up to warrior two and slide down the back leg, reaching up. And let's go back and forth one more time. So taking it over to your left and over to your right. And then come back into lunge. Come on your back toes and stretch forwards. And then step yourself back into plank pose. Come down to your knees if you like and lower all the way down to the mat. Bringing the feet flat. Press up into cobra pose. Enjoy that lovely feeling of stretch. And then tuck your toes under. Press the hips back to the ceiling. Walk your feet a little closer towards your feet for downward facing dog. Press into the pose, lengthening out your back. Long arms, straight legs. And then walk your feet to your hands. Roll yourself all the way up to standing. And then step your feet apart into a nice wide stance here. Bring your hands onto your waist. Now push the hips forward, lift up through the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together and drop into as much as a back bend as you feel comfortable with. And then come up nice and straight, come down to a flat back, pressing the back of the hands up towards the ceiling. Lengthen out through the crown of the head. And then bring your hands down. If you can get them to the floor with your legs straight, do that. Otherwise, hold on to the back of your legs and you can pull on the back of your legs to stretch yourself down. And then walk yourself over to grab the outside of your left leg or ankle. Look up for a moment so you're lengthening through the spine. And on the next exhale, stretch down your left leg. So both legs are straight here. You don't have to come down so far. Just listen to your body. And walk yourself over to your right leg or ankle. So grab it, look up for a moment, and as you exhale, stretch over, letting your head relax down. So if you're more flexible, you might like to hold your ankle here and stretch down. Either way, your legs are both straight here. Breathe into it. The head is relaxed, but you're stretching down towards the foot. And then come back to the center, hands onto your waist, and on one long inhale, come up with a flat back. All the way up to standing. Walk your feet together, give them a shake out. Well done, and then reach your arms overhead. Grab hold of your right wrist with the left hand, pull. Inhale here and exhale, lean over to the left into a lovely side stretch. Pull on that top arm and just sink into the pose. And then come back up, swap wrists. So pull up on your left wrist, inhale, and exhale, lean over the other side. Just letting your head rest on your arm. Pull the top arm and just sink over into the pose. And come back up. Inhale here, reaching, and exhale. Hands come to your waist, and let's step up to the other side of the mat. Now, hands into Namaste. Nice long body. And then reach up, On an inhale, stretching long. If you want to, you can take it into a little bit of a back bend if that feels right for you. Otherwise, just reaching straight up towards the ceiling, and then come forward, flat back as far as you can, and then letting yourself round down. Grab hold of your leg or your ankles, unless you can bring your hands onto the floor with the legs straight. And then look up and lengthen here. You can have your hands on your legs on the floor. And then bring your hands flat, walk yourself back into plank pose. Hold it, knees down if you like, and then lower yourself slowly all the way to the mat, building your strength. Bring your feet flat and press yourself up into a really lovely cobra. Pressing the shoulders back and down, lifting up through the chin, eyes are up towards the ceiling. And then look behind one way towards your feet. And the other way, and back to the center. Lovely stretch, every vertebra is working here. And then tuck your toes under and press back to downward facing dog. Walk your feet a little closer towards your hands and press into that pose. And breathe, the head is relaxed. So from here, take your right leg up towards the ceiling, stretching it long. Let the hip rotate a bit. Both legs are straight, arms are straight. And then bend that top knee. See if you can shift your weight a little bit over towards the left. Really enjoying that lovely stretch. And then we're going to step that foot up between your hands. So look where you're going to bring the foot first. Remember to shift the weight forward a little bit as you bring the foot up. Big step into a lunge pose. Bring the back foot flat and bring yourself up into warrior two. So sinking into that front, your right leg here. Arms reaching out to the sides and look out over your right fingertips. From here, bring your forearm onto the thigh. Reach up and over with your left arm, stretching long all the way from these fingertips to the back foot in a straight line as much as possible, and opening up the chest so you're trying to stack one shoulder above the other here. And then come up back into warrior two. We're going to slide down the back leg, so turn your right palm over, slide down the back leg, keeping that right knee bent, and we're going to go back and forth a couple more times. So stretch over to your right and over to the left. Stretch over here and over your back leg, back up to warrior two, and then bring your hands either side of the front foot, come on your back toes and stretch forwards into a lunge, lifting the chest, and step yourself back into plank pose. Hold it here for a moment, knees down if you want to, and lower yourself with control all the way down to the mat. Feet come flat, press yourself up again into that lovely cobra pose. And then tucking the toes under, press the hips up towards the ceiling and walk your feet in a little bit closer, or your hands a little bit further back, so that you can really press into that downward facing dog. Breathe. Relax your head and stretch out the back. And then walk your feet up to your hands. Roll yourself slowly all the way back up to standing. Bring your hands onto your waist and step your feet apart into a nice wide stance again. So again, pushing the hips forward, let yourself drop into whatever feels right for you for a back bend. And then come up, come down to a flat back, arms out to the sides, and then bring your right hand down to touch the mat. It could be your fingers, it could be your whole flat hand. And then take the left hand up towards the ceiling, rotate, looking up towards that top hand. And then swap hands. So bring your left hand down and the right hand up. So you could be here. If you don't quite touch the floor, that's also completely fine. Stretch around And then looking back down, come to a flat back, arms reach out like aeroplane wings, press the back of the hands up towards the ceiling here. And then hands onto your waist, bring yourself all the way back up to standing. Well done. Now walk your feet in, we're going to do tree pose. So bring your left foot onto your right foot or onto the leg, or grab hold of that foot and bring it up to the top of the thigh. Press it in and hands come into Namaste. Look at something that's not moving. Very gentle, soft focus. And if you wobble out of the pose, just come back in very gently and don't judge yourself. Let's see if you can take your arms up overhead, out to the sides, back down and around. And release that leg and we'll do the other side. How's your balance? Is it improving over the last few days? Often it does improve quite quickly when you practice. So bring your weight now onto your left leg and bring your right foot onto the left foot, or else bring your leg further up your left leg, wherever feels right for you, pressing it in to the thigh if it's up high. Hands to Namaste and breathe here. And then slowly take your hands up overhead, stretching the arms long, pulling them back, then open them out to the sides, come back down and around, finding that little moment of peace before releasing that foot. Well done. Now come and stack up again towards the front of the mat, feet and ankles together, hands into Namaste. Reach now out and up, overhead, stretching long, back bend if you want to, and then come forward, flat arms out to the sides, flat back, and then let yourself round all the way down. Grab hold of your legs or your ankles, look up for a moment, stretching out the spine, and as you exhale, lengthen down, bringing your head towards the mat. Now if you can, grab hold of your big toes with 2 fingers. Look up again, inhale, and as you exhale, stretch down. If it's too much to grab your feet or your toes, hold the back of your legs and do it this way instead. So looking up and then pulling yourself forward. Now don't scrunch your head, you just want to have your head relaxed. The back is lengthening out and the legs are lengthening out. And then bend your knees until you can get your hands flat on the floor. Walk yourself back to plank. Knees down if you like. Lower yourself all the way down onto the mat. Now have your legs just slightly apart. Bend the knees and then press the feet up as you push up into a variation of the cobra. And then stay here, or if you can, see if you can reach back and grab hold of your ankles. Lift up your head and chest and press the feet up, trying to lift up the thighs as high as they'll go for bow pose. And release. Let yourself come down gently and then press the hips back towards the heels for child's pose, letting your head rest down. Take a breath here. Well done. Now we're going to come into pigeon pose. So slide your left leg forward. If you can, bring the foot around at a slight angle. Slide your right leg back, keeping the hips parallel to the mat. Look up for a moment here and then walk yourself down, one arm at a time onto the mat, and then let your head relax down and enjoy that hip stretch. Intense hip stretch, just letting gravity do its work here. And press yourself up. Now take your left hand in the middle of the body for balance and bend the leg behind. See if you can grab hold of the foot behind you and bring the heel gently in towards the hip. If you can't grab it, just have it pressing backwards towards your hip, or else just leave it on the floor if that works better for you. It's fine. And then we'll do the other side. So release, tuck the back toes under on your right leg, step yourself back into plank, hold a moment, and then bring your right leg forward. Back knee comes down, and bring the right foot around at an angle if you can. Bringing the hips back square with the mat, and slide your back leg back. Now if it doesn't work for you to have the foot at an angle, just have the foot in line with your thigh. That might be enough for you. Just find the pose that works for your body with a good stretch, but not too much. Look up for a moment, inhaling here, and exhale, come down. One arm at a time, and just let your head relax. Take a deep breath and release into the pose. Stretching out that right hip. This is great if you suffer from lower back pain or sciatica. And then press up from the pose. Take your right hand in the middle for balance and bend the left leg behind you if you want to. And then if you like, you can reach back with your left hand, grab hold of the foot, and very gently bring the heel in towards the hip. Some people call this the screaming pigeon, and when you do it, you probably can understand why. And release gently. Now we're going to come to sitting, so bring that left leg all the way around and bring it out in front of you. Take your left leg now and bring it over the right if you can, or else you can keep it on the inside of the leg if that feels better. Sitting up tall, bring your other hand behind you, bring your right hand across for a twist. So you can grab hold of the knee with your hand or your elbow, or you can do it this way and press and look back, wringing out the spine. And then keep yourself in the twist as you bring your head around to look over that right shoulder. That's a really nice neck stretch. Release. See if you can grab hold of your left foot now and stretch it out. If you can't hold the foot, grab hold of the leg and bring it out as straight as you can, pushing out through the heel. And release that leg, and we'll do the other side. So the right foot now comes over. Bring your left hand this time over, or your elbow, or you can do it this way, whichever works for you. Your right hand behind. Now sit up with the spine nice and straight, and then on the next exhale, press into a twist and look back. Wringing out the spine, growing up tall through the crown of the head. And then keeping your body in the twist, bring your head around to look out over that front shoulder for a beautiful neck stretch down the side here. And then releasing that, see if you can grab hold of your right foot and press out through the heel, lifting up with the chest. Stretching that leg nice and long. If you can't grab your foot, then grab behind the knee or on the shin, and the same thing, but push out through the heel and bring the toes in towards you. And then release that. Shift your weight a little bit forward. We're going to come into boat pose. So bring your arms out, shift the weight back, and see if you can bring your feet off for a balance. Stay here, or maybe you can bring your legs parallel to the mat, or maybe you can bring them up even higher. And then lower the feet down and ease yourself very gently down onto the mat. Bring the feet close up towards your hips with the legs hip width apart, and press the hips up as high as you can get them towards the ceiling. So all the weight is on your feet and on your shoulders. And then if you can, clasp your hands underneath you, squeezing the shoulder blades together and pressing the hands down into the mat. Otherwise, just push your hands down flat into the mat so you feel the muscles working. Hips are pressing up as high as you can get them. Bridge pose. And then release your hands, bring them behind your back, hold onto your elbows and walk your spine down, one vertebra at a time, all the way down onto the mat. And then bring your knees in, hug them into your chest and let yourself rock very gently side to side. Now bringing your right foot to the mat, bring the left foot over the thigh, gently press that knee out to the side. And if you want to take it further, reach around your right thigh and lean back, bringing that thigh in towards you a little bit so you feel a stretch in the hip. And then if you want to take it even further, you can just very gently press that left knee out to the side as well. So lots of options. And then release, and we'll do the other side. So the right leg comes across, gently press that out to the side. If that's enough for you, stay here. Otherwise you might like to reach around your left thigh, bringing that in towards you. And then if you still want to take it further, bring your right hand to gently press that right knee out as well. Breathe into the stretch. And release. Now take both legs up to the ceiling, feet flexed, press up for inverted lake pose, pushing up the legs as straight as you can, the feet flexed. And then point your toes, bring your legs out like a letter V and reach up between your legs, stretching up, lifting up through the chest so you're not forcing the neck or the head forward, holding it here. And then see if you can bring your feet together, grab hold of them, lie back down, pulling the feet gently in towards the chest. And then if you can, take the feet up towards the ceiling. This is called the happy baby pose. So bringing the knees down either side of your body, feet towards the ceiling. You can rock very gently side to side here. And then hug the knees into the chest and rock side to side. Now hug your left knee into the chest and let your right leg stretch out along the floor in a lovely gentle stretch. And then bring your right hand on the outside of your left knee, other hand out just below shoulder level. Gently press the knee over to the right as you look over towards the left hand in a lovely spinal twist. And then come back up, hug that knee into the chest again, and we'll swap over to the other side. So hugging your right leg into the chest now. Take a nice breath here before we go into the twist. And then bring your left hand on the outside of that knee, other hand out just below shoulder level. Press the knee gently over towards the left as you look over towards the right this time. Breathe into it. Enjoy this stretch. It releases the muscles on the lower back. And then come back again onto your back. Hug that knee in again and bring up the left knee and let yourself rock very gently side to side. And then trace imaginary circles on the ceiling with your knees round and round one way and round the other way. And then gently stretch your legs out for Shavasana. Well done. You've done fantastically. Make yourself really comfortable now. Have your eyes gently closed. Let's take 3 breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. So inhale, exhale, and 2 more times. Inhale, exhale, and 1 more time. Big breath in and exhale. So relax totally here. Letting letting every muscle go. Toes wiggle gently. Slowly open your eyes and gently bend your knees one by one and hug them into your chest one by one, and let yourself rock very gently side to side, and then rock gently all the way over onto one side and bring yourself all the way up to sit with a nice straight spine. And let's take a couple of breaths here to finish off. So inhale now, reach the arms up overhead and exhale down. And one more big breath, inhale, reach and exhale down. Well done, namaste. Well, congratulations on completing the 5-day yoga journey to wellness. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've benefited from it. And if you're new to yoga, I hope you're inspired to continue and get even more benefits. Now don't forget, I have lots more yoga videos. They come out every week on all different yoga subjects and for all different levels. Please do give me comments on what you thought of this yoga course and also what you'd like to see in the future, and I'll do my very best to make the videos. Now the next class is coming out in a couple of days. It's called Balance and Connect. It's a very gentle class allowing us to connect with ourselves and to find balance. So I hope you'll join me for that class too. Now if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel and also click on the bell symbol, and this way you'll be notified whenever I come out with new videos. So I hope to see you soon. Take care, all the best, namaste, bye for now.